Well, hello again. Today is Saturday, June 20th, and we are still in Northern Virginia, locked up in a lot of the COVID stuff there where we all have to kind of wear masks when we go into any establishment. When we are outside, we're allowed to be without a mask, but we have to be 6 feet away from anybody who is not immediate family. So today, I have been in contact with David Cuff, who is the president of Historic Prince William, which is a historic society here in Manassas that looks over all of the anything having to do with history of the local area. And I've been able to make the acquaintance of Mr. Cuff. We've had lots of good conversations about some of the videos that I have done before, and he actually has pointed me in the direction of several of the cemeteries that I have videoed for you in the past many months here. So today we're going to get the pretty cool opportunity to meet him face to face. I will finally actually get to meet him face to face, which I haven't done yet. And he's going to take us to the Butler Cemetery, which earlier this year he did a lot of restoration work on. I'm not sure yet if he led a team or if he did it all by himself, but we're going to find out that information today because he is going to take us on a tour and he's going to do some talking and show us what he did and maybe tell us a little bit about what he does when he goes out and finds these broken down old places that are in bad repair and restores them, brings them back to good condition. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. He will be here very soon, and we will get moving. All right? Have a great day, and I will see you very soon. All right, we're at the Butler Cemetery. You see there? I'll kind of skim over it. We're here with David Cuff today. I'm going to introduce you to David Cuff.
Hello there.
There we go.
Welcome to the Butler Cemetery. Let's take a walk. The cemetery started use probably in about 1865 or so. William Butler passed away, and he's likely buried here. His son is buried here. There are about 23 graves, and there are only 4 with marked headstones. And so the date range from the people with marked headstones is 1879 to about 1885. So that's probably the time frame when this cemetery was popularized. This is Daniel Davis. This was a stone that was found by accident. It was buried a couple inches under the ground, and I found that it was broken. I epoxied it back together with special epoxy just for this task, and then set it back, reset the stone. There's several field stones. They usually have a matching headstone and footstone. And they're usually the same type of rock. You can see these two are definitely the same type of rock. They would most likely go together. These two, I believe, were not reset. They were in their natural spot. It's probably important to mention that we don't think that the damage at this cemetery came from humans. This was a working farm, and it had several cattle, and we think the damage came from cattle. A 2,000-pound cow could, just bump over a headstone and knock it over and not even think about it, or not even notice. Originally, this cemetery was called the Connor and French Cemetery because the only 2 marked stones that were known about were the French and Connor stones. They were on the ground, knocked over. I reset those by myself, which I was quite surprised and proud of myself that I could do that. They're in 3 different parts, and they're heavy. They are on a concrete base, which surprised me, so either somebody reset them or they were set much later. I believe these were set much later than the actual death date, especially this one, or that one over there where it says "Our Mother," indicating it was set probably by her children much later after her death. Several more field stones. It's probably 3 rows, I believe, and there's a couple at the very top. William Butler was the father who owned this property first. He's likely buried here. Don't know where. There's no records of it, and that's the thing with field stones. You just don't know. Unless there's a family Bible found or something that says member of the family so-and-so is buried at this location next to this tree or whatever. There's just no way of knowing. It's unfortunate, but we just don't know. The only thing we can do is maintain the cemetery and keep up with it as much as we can. Lewis Butler's stone is up here, which is kind of interesting. This is the son of William Butler, who originally owned this property. This stone was found underground years ago. You can see how deteriorated it is. And also this piece is missing. We think a cow stepped on it and either broke it into very small pieces or that piece is just missing. I epoxied it back together without that piece, and it's nice and sturdy. His wife is most likely the grave next to him. They didn't have any children, but that grave is a little bit too close to another grave unless it actually is a family member. So I believe that to be his wife. Lewis B. Butler, he owned a lot of property around Manassas. If you're familiar with this area, there's a house called the Connor House. He owned that house. There's a retirement community called Birmingham Green, and that property is on a large parcel in the city of Manassas that was originally part of the Birmingham tract, which was also owned by Lewis B. Butler. The city of Manassas, prior to it becoming a independent city in 1975, it was known as Manassas Junction. Prior to the Civil War, it was known as Tudor Hall. And Tudor Hall was the name of a prominent house in the area that was once owned by Lewis B. Butler. He owned several, and it seemed about the later part of his years, the last 10 or 15 years or so, he just kept buying property, and holding on to them. Then when he passed away, they all went to his wife, and she slowly started selling the property as she needed money. So that was pretty interesting. I think that's about it. It took a couple months to restore it. It was heavily wooded, possibly like that over there. Luckily, I did it in the winter time when there was less vegetation. But all the large sticks were removed, a couple of trees were cut down, and then the entire cemetery was raked and put in a pile over there beyond the tree line. And now we're just maintaining it. We weed whack it once in a while and pick up the sticks that fall. And as long as nothing major happens, it should be maintainable for the next 20, 30, 40 years. There are no more large animals on the property anymore, so that's not a threat anymore.
Thank you very much for the informative education there. You can see how close we are to the highway there. That's what all the noise is going on around here. It's very noisy, so I'm hoping I think the audio is going to be fine as far as listening. But that is Butler Cemetery. I'll do a quick sweep over the kind of the extent of it here. And then ending with Mr. Butler here. All right. Well, thank you, David, for your time today and for walking us through this. Really appreciate it, and I certainly hope you want to do this again with me in other places. All right, thanks a lot.